Today, at the John F. Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., the world didn't just witness a draw. It was the opening drumbeat for a new World Cup era, where the stage of football has become grander than ever before. Under the shimmering stage lights, Italian opera legend, Andrea Bocelli, raised his voice with the timeless aria, Nessun dorma, none shall sleep. It was both a call to action for football devotees, urging them toward days of non-stop football euphoria, and a warning to the teams entering this glorious battle. There will be no peaceful sleep for the Warriors carrying the hopes of millions of fans. The emotional transition followed immediately as the renowned singer Robbie Williams, alongside Nicole Scherzinger, performed FIFA's new song, Desire. Dream high, fly up, destiny is right before your eyes. It's a beautiful game, and the dream will come true. These were the inspiring lyrics. And then the major highlight appeared when FIFA president Gianni Infantino stepped out, declaring that football is the language of love, passion, and happiness. He affirmed that FIFA is the official provider of happiness. But immediately after that moment, the first ever FIFA Peace Prize was awarded to U.S. President Donald Trump. That was the moment people clearly felt that the pitch might be an escape. But it is always enveloped by the complexities of life. While legends like Rio Ferdinand struggled with the complicated rules of the draw, out there, our supercomputer coldly delivered its prophecy. Spain 17%, France 14.1%, and England 11.8%. These were the three teams predicted to have the highest chance of winning the title. But thankfully, football has never just been a matter of numbers. Football is emotion, it is destiny, and that destiny has now been sewn into the following 12 groups. Group A marks the reunion of memories. Mexico, the first country in history to host the World Cup 3 times, naturally secures the top spot in Group A. The next draw placed them in an emotional reunion with South Africa. These are the two teams that kicked off the 2010 World Cup. This time, they will play the opening match at the legendary Estadio Azteca, the sacred ground that witnessed both Pelé and Diego Maradona lift the golden trophy. The formidable opponent in this group is South Korea. With experienced and charismatic warriors like Son Heung-min, the Taeguk Warriors bring an indomitable fighting spirit, creating an interesting contrast with Mexico's technical and inspiring playing style. The clash between Asian speed and the assured, fiery nature of CONCACAF will be a flavorful feast. The remaining spot belongs to a winner from the European playoffs, Denmark, North Macedonia, the Czech Republic, or Iceland. These are all quality names known for high discipline. Group A will therefore be perfectly balanced, where psychology is the greatest adversary for the host nation, Mexico, a team afflicted by the round of 16 curse for many decades. In Group B, co-host Canada must also battle in a group that, while not overly challenging, promises to be extremely tight. Switzerland is the epitome of cold, disciplined pragmatism, not flashy, but always knowing how to secure points. The clash between Canada's youthful enthusiasm and Switzerland's veteran experience will be fascinating. However, all eyes will be focused on the name yet to be revealed from the European playoff. If Italy can overcome Northern Ireland, Wales, or Bosnia, the former European and world champion will bring its side to face Canada. The final name is Qatar. The reigning Asian champions will have to prove that they are not just a team of dreams on paper. Group C, the battle of fire and ice. Brazil, under new coach Carlo Ancelotti, is rated by Opta with a 5.6% chance of winning the championship. They have landed in a group that, on the surface, looks breathable but harbors unpredictable pitfalls. Morocco, the fourth-place heroes of the 2022 World Cup, is certainly the most dangerous opponent and a symbol of African ambition. This will be a showdown between Yoga Benito and the steel, yet equally spontaneous, quality of the Black Continent. Scotland is also present, bringing a contradictory story. They always fight with fearless courage but often fail at the decisive moments. Next summer, they will need to be extremely level-headed as they face Brazil for the 5th time at a World Cup. Finally, there is Haiti. The team rated by Opta with only a 0.03% chance of winning returns to the World Cup for the first time since 1974. Bringing a story of pure emotion. They are clearly not here to win, but to write personal history and fight for pride. The United States steps into Group D carrying an immense burden, the expectations of every official and home fan. All factors point to difficulty. Coach Mauricio Pochettino commented that both Paraguay and Australia are very strong opponents. However, former U.S. international Alexi Lawless immediately threw a bucket of cold water. It will be a disaster if the U.S. doesn't win this group. Paraguay is a typical representative of South America, tough, aggressive, and possessing an excellent physical foundation. They will be the first harsh test of fighting spirit for the U.S. national team. Meanwhile, Australia, under coach Tony Popovic, is also a resilient team that knows how to create surprises. The remaining spot once again belongs to the European playoff region, where Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, or Kosovo will ultimately determine the difficulty of the group. Group E, the arena of transition and pace. Germany, predicted by Opta to have a 7.1% chance of winning the title, is currently in a phase of generational transition. They land in Group E where their stamina and patience will be severely challenged. Ivory Coast and Ecuador are teams hailing from federations with elite physical foundations. The Elephants, with their stars playing in Europe, always bring explosive pace, high volatility, and the ability to create sudden breakthroughs. Ecuador is similar, relying on South American strength and resilience. This clash is between tactical intelligence and raw physical power. Can the German Panzer, which is currently being reassembled, overcome these tests of pure strength? If Germany continues to be complacent and makes mistakes, as in recent World Cups, they will pay a heavy price. Meanwhile, Curaçao brings a fairy tale story and will be a wild card in their first World Cup appearance. They promise to deliver a refreshing spark. Group F, the Kings' obsession with the runner-up spot. The Netherlands, a team always haunted by the feeling of incompleteness in World Cup finals, has landed in a group defined by strong tactics and discipline. Japan is, of course, the most formidable opponent. They are masters of discipline, speed, and extremely fast transition play. The confrontation between the current version of total football and samurai discipline promises a tactical feast, where even a moment of distraction can lead to defeat. Tunisia, another North African representative, is also a well-organized, difficult team that often creates surprises. They will fight with superior spirit and physicality, challenging the controllability of the Orange Storm. The remaining spot will be contested in the playoff between Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, or Albania, bringing yet another opponent rich in physicality and speed. Group F will be the place where the Netherlands must prove they have overcome their psychological obsession in major tournaments. They need to be cold and efficient, rather than emotional but brittle and prone to collapse in the final minutes. Group G, the Golden Generation's last dance. Belgium's golden generation has passed its peak, and the 2026 World Cup will be the last dance for many key players. Group G presents a great opportunity for them to advance, as they are fully capable of moving past the group stage. But do they still have enough fire left to go further? Egypt and Iran are both highly experienced teams in the World Cup arena, favoring a counter-attacking defensive style. If still in form, Mohamed Salah will be a terrifying spark plug. Meanwhile, the Persian princes are always well organized, capable of holding the major powerhouses to a draw. New Zealand is rated lowest but will fight with all their passion and commitment. Group H, the European Kings' ambition. Spain, the number one title contender according to Opta with a 17% chance of winning the championship, has landed in Group H. They will face the fighting spirit and experience of Uruguay. This will be a confrontation between the philosophy of the attacking whirlwind versus the quintessential South American character. It is a real-world test of strength, stamina, and composure for the new golden generation of La Roja. Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde are teams capable of creating surprises. Remember, the Green Falcons once defeated Argentina, while Cape Verde is an African representative full of pace and physicality. They will fight with their youthful energy. Group H is thus not just a battle for 3 points, but a place where Spain needs to prove their contender status by overcoming challenges from 3 different continents. Group 1. This is the most heavily weighted group. France, the 2022 World Cup runner-up with a 14.1% chance of winning, led by captain Kylian Mbappe and Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembélé, will face 2 of the most charismatic teams in world football. The key match of this group is certainly France versus Norway, Mbappe against Erling Haaland. Norway is predicted to be the dark horse, boasting a perfect combination of physicality, Haaland's sharpness and speed, and Martin Odegaard's creative mind. Meanwhile, Senegal is one of the strongest representatives of the Black Continent. They are not just a test but a physical purge for France, forcing Les Bleus to play with the highest level of concentration. The remaining spot in this group will belong to Iraq, Bolivia, or Suriname from the playoff route. They will add more color to this highly anticipated group. Group J. The Gods' sixth journey. The top seed of Group J is Argentina, the reigning champion, though they are predicted to have only an 8.7% chance of defending the title. This will be Lionel Messi's sixth World Cup journey, and the draw offers the legend a great opportunity to advance. Algeria and Austria are two well-organized teams, but they lack the heavy weight of elite contenders. Austria plays disciplined football, relying on precision and tactics, while Algeria brings the high passion and fighting spirit of North African football. Meanwhile, Jordan, the remaining Asian team, is merely a stepping stone in terms of reputation, unless they play with the iron-like resilience they showed on their run to the Asian Cup final. However, Group J harbors a silent risk: the lack of true friction. If Argentina advances too easily from the group stage, they might lack the sharpness and mental readiness required when entering the knockout rounds, where their opponents will be teams that have already been battle-tested. Group K will be the stage where Portugal, with a 6.6% chance of winning, must prove they are strong enough to complete Cristiano Ronaldo's final dance at the World Cup. Colombia could be the dark horse and the greatest challenge. The match between them and Portugal promises to be an attacking spectacle where star players change the outcome with moments of brilliance. Uzbekistan, in their first World Cup appearance, promises to bring surprises and an untiring fighting spirit. The remaining spot will belong to the winner of the Intercontinental Playoff, with Jamaica being the strongest candidate. For Portugal, this is a group that demands perfection from the very start. They cannot afford to drop points against lower-ranked opponents, as doing so would lead to immense pressure when facing Colombia. Ronaldo will have to do more than just score. He must be the source of inspiration to carry the entire team through adversity. And finally, in Group L, England finds itself in one of the most emotionally and historically grueling groups. England faces Croatia, the checkered ones, who have inflicted endless heartache upon the Three Lions in major tournaments, especially the 2018 World Cup semi-final. They play with cunning, experience, and the iron will that England often lacks. This is an opportunity for the Three Lions to repay a long-standing debt. Meanwhile, Ghana will be the test of England's resilience and ability to withstand pressure. Panama is clearly the underdog, but their presence does not lessen the tension of this group. 12 groups have been established, and 48 teams have been set on their own trajectories. Now, the song of Nessun Dorma has ended, making way for desire. The thirst for glory now burns fiercely in the hearts of every player and fan.